feel that.
Well, welcome all. I'm Jerry Costello, Director of the Illinois Department of Agriculture. And it's my privilege to officially kick off the Quoin State Fair. And how about Mother Nature in this weather? I want to recognize our special guests who are here with us today. Governor Pritzker, Attorney General Kwame Raoul, our Treasurer Mike Frericks, Comptroller Susanna Mendoza, State Senator Terry Bryant, State Representative Dave Severins, State Representative David Fries, State Representative Paul Jacobs, other directors of agencies in the state, Director of IDNR, Natalie Phelps-Finney, CMS Director, Raven Devon, our new State Fire Marshal, Michelle Panko, Mayor of DuQuoin, Josh Downs, and our Grand Marshal, Dr. Glenn Pichard. And now it's my pleasure to welcome to the microphone Haley McFarland and Michaela McFarland from Franklin County 4-H to sing our national anthem. We may be booking her at the stage before too long. Great job, Haley and Michaela. And now it's my pleasure to invite to the podium our FFA state officer team, President Natalie Pratt, Vice President Coben Tate, Reporter Ethan Bremer, Secretary Kyle Bradshaw, Treasurer Cadence Wooten, and Centennial Paige Sirens to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'd also like to thank Gabby LaFoon, Sadie Hale, Aaron Bender, and McKenna Wilson, who are FFA officers as well and here with us today. I'd really like to welcome this year our parade grand marshal for the Twilight Parade, Dr. Glenn Pichard. Dr. Pichard is a former high school teacher and a Carbondale resident. He served more than 4.5 years as a state senator and a decade, 10 years in the U.S. Congress. In 1999, he founded the Pichard Foundation for Abused Children in Southern Illinois. The foundation works to prevent child abuse in 25 downstate communities and has raised over $10 million in support of children in Southern Illinois. Dr. Pichard has dedicated his entire life to public service, both elected and in volunteer roles. He's a fixture in Southern Illinois and a friend and mentor to many, to include myself. It's an honor to have him as our Grand Marshal, and I want to thank him for everything that he has done for Southern Illinois. I would also like to thank his incredible wife, Jo, for all of the support that she has given him, all the sacrifices she and his family have made so he could contribute so much time to Southern Illinois. So a huge round of applause for Jo and Dr. Pichard's family as well. This year's fair theme is Adventure Awaits. For the past several years, we've been revitalizing the Quoin State Fairgrounds thanks to an investment of over $30 million from Rebuild Illinois funds made possible by Governor J.B. Pritzker and the legislature. In addition to that over $30 million, $21.7 million for repairs on these grounds have gone in, and those came out of the Department of Agriculture budget over the last 5 years. That's combined over $52 million that have gone into these Quoin Fairgrounds over the last 5 years. I want to thank Tim Blackerby, Brent, Wayne, and the entire grounds crew that keep this grounds looking so good and put so much effort into it. Thank you for your continuous work. We're extremely proud to showcase all the advances that have taken place and that are taking place on these grounds. Some examples would be remodeled bathrooms in the expo building, new paddocks built right over here, new docks on the lake, additions of pollinator plots across the fairgrounds, an expansion of Gate 3, the entrance. Everywhere you look, there are new things going on the fairgrounds. The administration building has been renovated. These grandstands have been renovated, tuck pointing. You'll also see new lighting. The front gate, new lighting. It's been renovated. Governor Pritzker, we appreciate your support and the legislature's support through Rebuild Illinois for those funds that have helped us repair the neglect that had happened for so many years to these fairgrounds. As you experience the next 11 days on the Quoin State Fairgrounds, we hope you look around and we hope you see the signs that are posted around the fairgrounds that talk about the progress that is ongoing and what has occurred. Before our next speaker comes to the podium, I do want to mention that the Department of Agriculture realizes families are experiencing tough economic times right now, especially in the ag community. Entertainment and extracurricular dollars are stretched very thin. I want to tell you that Governor Pritzker has hammered